Coming off the worst Monday Night Raw in WWE history, the company will be producing a SmackDown show that has a very tall task of following Raw. I mean, how can they possibly make a show as bad as Raw? It's impossible because it's only 2 hours, and plus the characters are way better on SmackDown than they are on Raw, and you have Becky Lynch coming back, but Raw was so fucking terrible last night. I can't begin to tell you how bad it was. I don't even want to go into it anymore. That show, I didn't even get that mad during my rant. I was just talking about how horrible and boring it was. So we'll see if WWE can bounce back with SmackDown tonight. It's still not going to make up for Raw, but Paige is in the ring. Becky Lynch comes out. She makes her grand return. She gets a good pop. She's on the mic here, and it feels like she's turning babyface. Becky Lynch is pure babyface now, and it's like she's less cool now. It feels like she's less over. She calls Charlotte to the ring, and Charlotte comes out, and there's clearly tension now. They're not best buddies anymore after Becky hugged her on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago when she chose her to fight Ronda. Becky's angry with Charlotte for not being Charlotte. She said she wanted Charlotte to be Charlotte, and said Charlotte turned into Becky. Becky's far more entertaining on her tweets than WWE scripted promos for her. I didn't like it. I felt that the thing WWE was trying to do is they're trying to make Charlotte look like the cool heel, while Becky is kind of, just turning into that goody two-shoe babyface. I think that's where they want to go back to. I think they know that Becky was cheered heavily over Charlotte, and I think they want, even though Charlotte was supposed to be the babyface during the I think they're trying to flip the script here. I think they want Charlotte as that cool heel, so the fans will cheer for her, and then they'll boo Becky. And Charlotte was over here, actually. The fans chanted a lot of woos here. I think this is what WWE has been wanting to do for a while. I think they want Charlotte and Ronda, probably still as the main event, and they're going to try to kill Becky Lynch's heat to get Charlotte more over. I think that's kind of where the direction they're going with, and I kind of noticed that a lot right here. Paige eventually announces that at TLC it's going to be the TLC match between Charlotte and Becky for the SmackDown Women's title, which, I don't know, Becky just had her face broken. She has a broken nose and a concussion. Is it a good idea to be working a TLC match? And you know the way Becky Lynch is. She is going to fucking kill herself in that match because she knows it's the first ever women's TLC match. She's going to do a whole bunch of bumps. You know her. And Charlotte's probably going to do a crazy moonsault. But then what happens is a whole bunch of them come out. Mandy Rose comes out with her music, and it's so unfitting for all the other women. When Mandy Rose comes out, all these other chicks follow her. The Iconics, Sonya Deville, and Zelina Vega all follow her, and it's just they don't fit with that music. And Mandy Rose was not good on the mic. She wants to know, why aren't we in this match? Then Naomi comes out, and it's awful. Like, her music coming out with all these other girls was just horrible. It has Lana, has Carmella, and has Asuka. And when Naomi talks, the fans don't care about Naomi. They chant for Asuka. There's a loud Asuka chant. And not a good promo for Naomi again. Eventually, Paige announces we'll have a women's battle royal as the main event, and then the winner will get into the TLC match, and it will be a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's title. So, with all the women there, you hope it's Asuka. That's all I have to say. It's like, I see all those chicks. I mean, it has to be Asuka. So, yeah. The Usos cut a promo. I'm bored with these promos. I'm sorry, even though they're good. So, what they show here is, we see, they show a situation. Cesaro had some words for the Big Show. What happened last week, and it had Big Show pretty much punch Cesaro, and then Sheamus says they're better off with him. So I guess Big Show's not with Cesaro and Sheamus anymore. He's not with the bar. No more Show Bar. I don't even know if that was the official name, but no more, Big Show with the bar. I guess this is his babyface turn again. Oh, this is terrible. So the Usos face Sheamus is their non-title match. Usos win. I guess that sets up a title match probably at TLC. New Day and The Miz in the locker room. It's terrible. Miz sucks. Miz is fucking horrible in this role with Shane McMahon. They showed this. I'm just going to skip. This was just terrible. So they show AJ sitting in the back, and he's talking, he's told it's his time. So that was before they go to commercial. AJ comes out, and then he talks about how it's been 14 days without the WWE Championship. He's talking about Daniel Bryan, and he wants him to explain his actions, and he he rips into Daniel Bryan. It's like, fine, when he says it's 14 long days without the title, that couldn't be further from the truth, because the truth is the AJ Styles wanted to lose the title. He pushed to lose the title. He wants to spend more time with his family, he has a wife, he has 4 kids, he has 3 sons and a daughter. If you saw his documentary 365, he talks about that. He talks about the problems, He has a family. He's always on the road. He can't be with his family, and it's bothering him, and it's tough for him. And he's like in his mid-40s now. So with AJ Styles, you can kind of feel like, a lot of sympathy for the guy for that. He has a family now, and if you saw that documentary, you understand, it's so obvious he did push to lose the title. He didn't want to be champion in the first place because of the commitment, it seemed. Anyway, Daniel Bryan's champion now. And AJ talks about, he talks about his match at TLC. It's a fine promo. It's nothing much from AJ. AJ's never been a great promo. So they have they show Lars Sullivan's video package. Again, fuck you to Ringside News, whoever reported that. Nakamura and Rusev in a non-title match. I guess, I don't know who's winning that, but I don't know if they're going to have another one here. It's like nothing really happens. Nakamura just jumps him, so they didn't do anything there. They show Jeff Hardy in the ring with Michael Cole. They're celebrating 20 years. Okay, 20 years, but he's been gone for most of those years. Let's look at those 20 years. He came in 99 or 98, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't even remember. Actually, he came in early 90s, yeah, because I remember he used to be a jobber, and he'd get squashed by Bam Bam Bigelow and stuff. That was Jeff Hardy in dark matches. But Jeff on the main roster said 20 years. I don't remember when he debuted in 98. So we'll say from 98 to 2000 and what? 2008. I'll say 2003. Before he was released the first time from the drug suspensions, and he's gone. So that's 5 years. He's gone to TNA for about 3 years, and he comes back in 2006. Stays 3 years. He leaves in 2009, so that's 8 years of the 20. And then from 2009 to 2017, he's gone. He returns at WrestleMania, and he's been back for a year and a half. So we'll say I guess we could say 10 years, if that's being generous. Probably less than that, but 10 of those 20 years he's been with the WWE. So the whole thing of 20 years of Jeff Hardy's only been with the company for about 10 of those years. It was okay. The fans can delete. He talks about Beth. He talks about his kids. Eventually, Samoa Joe comes out, and then it's I hope we don't have to see this fucking rivalry, Joe and Hardy. It was fine. I mean, they tried to do something with Jeff Hardy. They tease a fight, but Samoa Joe walks at the back, so I guess that's their direction. They had The Miz and Kofi Kingston. Kofi wins. In 2018, on SmackDown in 2018, do I have to watch The Miz and Kofi Kingston? The Miz has go away heat with me again. I want The Miz to go away now. I don't want to see him anymore. Come on, Miz and Kofi. It's 2018. I saw that match every week on Raw and SmackDown in 2009 and 2010. I don't want to see Kofi Kingston and The Miz anymore. I've moved on, man. It's 2018. Can we see other guys get this role? I don't know. It's I remember watching that in 2009 and 2010. Kofi Kingston and The Miz in 2011. I've seen that. Oh, it's they have so many of these guys you just kind of wish would just go away for a while. Or leave. It's you've been there for so long. Anyway, I had Randy Orton in the back. He talks about Rey Mysterio's mask. This feud sucks. I mean, this is boring. The fans chant for Orton. He beats down Mysterio. Mysterio got a section on it, and Randy Orton beats him up. They have a horrible segment with Shane McMahon and The Miz that sucked. Miz and Shane suck. And the main event is the women's battle royal. So the winner gets a third spot in the TLC match with Charlotte and Becky. You have all the SmackDown women. You have Naomi. You have Asuka. You have Lana, you have Carmella, you have Mandy Rose, you have Sonya Deville, you have Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, and Zelina Vega. So, like, that's your battle royal. All of them go out. So the final four are Mandy Rose, who was one of the favorites, probably the second most likely to win behind Asuka, Naomi, and Deville and Asuka. Mandy's gone first, so it automatically tells you Asuka's going to win. Then Naomi goes out from Deville, and they're teasing Asuka and Sonya Deville. I'm thinking to myself, it should have been Asuka and Mandy Rose. It would have been a better tease of who could win, because no one believes in their right mind that Sonya Deville is going to go to the TLC match. So, yeah, Sonya Deville with Charlotte and Becky. Asuka beats Sonya. She eliminates her. It was a cool finish with the knee. So Asuka wins the battle royal. Finally something for Asuka to win. She could win at TLC. I guess it's possible. I don't know where they're going to go. I have to wait for that card to go closer for me to make my prediction. But kind of an uneventful show. I mean, I guess you did have that triple threat TLC match with Asuka winning. That was kind of cool. But other than that, an uneventful show. It was just there. It was definitely a better show than Raw. That's just a given. Not to segue out of SmackDown again, but let me just say this one last time. Last night's Raw was the worst Raw in history.